The voice,
the heart,
the soul of the Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And RF Group, Money at Work.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Friday, the 17th day of December 2021. I hope and I trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or operating any type of motorized vehicle. Remember that by observing the rules of the road, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday. If you're celebrating a birthday like Mrs. Carrie Nixon, she's celebrating a birthday today, and birthday greetings are coming from her family, in particular from her brother Bruce and his family, wishing her a happy birthday, and a happy birthday coming from all the folks here at Radio Cayman. And I'm sure those persons over at the elections office would want to wish her a happy birthday, as well as her old colleagues at the what used to be called the immigration department would want to wish her a happy birthday as well. So Miss Carrie Nixon, a happy birthday to you. As you know, she's heavily involved with the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. She is also a Justice of the Peace, volunteers her time over at the Government Administration Building in the lobby, providing Justice of the Peace service on an occasional basis as well. So we want to wish Miss Carrie Nixon a happy birthday today. Also, tomorrow, Mrs. Angela Mohammed and her husband, Emerald Mohammed, and those of you who would have attended school would be familiar with Mr. Emerald Mohammed. They're celebrating their 51st wedding anniversary on Sunday, the 19th of December. So we want to wish them a happy 51st anniversary when it comes as well. That is Mrs. Angela Mohammed and Mr. Emerald Mohammed, 51 years being married as well. So folks, those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to express our sincere condolences to you. We know that these are very, very challenging times, and we hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these challenging times, and also that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing as well. Those of you who are ill and are at home or at a medical facility, we wish you a speedy recovery. Or if you're either in self-imposed quarantine or official imposed quarantine, we hope that you're able to be released as early as possible as well. So folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Ort Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261, where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, if you just simply want to listen and watch us, you can do that simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. Before I introduce my guests this morning, I'm going to share with you the latest COVID-19 update that was received, and this was at 8-something last night. And on Thursday, the 16th of December, Chief Medical Officer Interim Dr. Attila Newton reported that 782 PCR tests were conducted from midnight the 14th of December to midnight the 15th of December. The Public Health Department reported an additional 26 positive test results from these tests. 3 were in travelers and 23 from the community. It goes on to say that these results left the number of active cases of COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands at 3,426 as of midnight on 15th of December. Total number of cases recorded since the start of the pandemic stood at 8,062 at the same time. Goes on to also to point out that in addition, 16 COVID-19 patients were hospitalized in the Cayman Islands as at midnight on Wednesday. That would have been Wednesday the 15th of December. Public Health Department also confirmed that on Wednesday the 15th of December, the total positive lateral flow tests since the introduction of the lateral flow test program in the Cayman Islands reached 2,116, and these are included in the total positive numbers given that was given earlier as well. And also on Thursday, the 16th of December, the Faith Hospital reported that there was one positive result in the Sister Islands, which was found in a traveler. And to date, there have been 121 total cases recorded in the Sister Islands, with 120 having recovered as well. And it says that out of the total number of cases in the Sister Islands, 63 were fully vaccinated, 6 were partially vaccinated, and 52 were unvaccinated as well. With that, there's a lot more, but has to do with percentages and figures, and we have the best person around to talk to us about the COVID-19 situation, the new variant, the Omicron variant that has now emerged in the Cayman Islands. If you listened to Sterling Dwayne Banks's show Talk Today on Tuesday, you would have heard Dr. Hazel Brown point out the fact that, she didn't say positively that the Omicron variant was here, but she spoke of the possibility of it and certainly the expectation that at some point in time it would be here. So we have none other than Dr. Hazel Brown in the studio with me this morning to talk about the new developments, and those of you who would have had the opportunity to listen to the press briefing yesterday as well would have heard some of this. So, Dr. Brown, good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. It is unfortunate that we still are talking about COVID-19, but I believe that we will be talking for quite a while about that.
Thank you, Osi. Thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm.
Want me to say something?
Yes.
My goodness.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Putting you right on there. I tell you what, Miss Susan, you want to take the commercial break, or we do have a caller? Which one do you want to do? Yes. Go ahead, Dr. Brown.
Well, good morning, everybody. Like Mr. Ossie says, we're still talking about COVID-19, and of course, I'm still talking about vaccination. And I'm very happy the new addition to the vaccination environment is Dr. Tomlinson's bringing in the Sinopharm. So Sinopharm is now being administered at the Savannah Medical Center, and that's fully supported by Public Health. So for those persons who had any hesitancy around Pfizer and AstraZeneca, which is provided by the Public Health Service, please go and get your Sinopharm vaccine from Dr. Tomlinson.
And when you say fully supported, is there a cost through Dr. Tomlinson? Or
I think there is, but we're not a part of that conversation.
Okay,
but
yes.
Fully supported, as in we went and we inspected his facilities approved to administer the vaccine. The vaccine came; it's in good shape. We're very happy. We went in and we observed the technique for the administration. We've helped them, get themselves set up. There's still a couple of hiccups. I don't think they have their permanent cards. They were using some temp cards because I think there were some printing delays. But they should have their permanent cards in soon. Once they have their cards in place, the persons who are fully vaxxed, once they've had their second shot from Dr. Tomlinson, they can come to us and we will place the public health stamp on it once we have verified with the clinic, that they actually administered it. And I think I need to explain that we've had some issues with fraud around vaccination cards. And so we have to be very, very careful. The public health stamp has to be held very securely, and it can only be placed on a card that we know for certain that this person had the vaccine as is indicated on the card. So those persons who go to Dr. Tomlinson, who've been to him this week, when you go back for your second shot, you'll get your permanent card. Once you have your 2 doses on that card, then you can find me in Public Health and we will stamp that record. Now, Dr. Tomlinson, the Sinopharm vaccine is going to be added to our numbers daily. I haven't received this week's numbers yet, so our vaccination coverage is going to be affected by that. But the HSA cannot add them to our QR code. Our QR code is through our own electronic medical record, and you don't put anything into the electronic medical record that you have not administered. It's actually a record of the care that we have provided at the Health Services Authority. So I know that they're looking into trying to get their own QR code. They have to look with deal with the vendor of their own electronic record, and hopefully they can get that sorted out.
Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the Record with Dr. Hazel Brown will continue after the short commercial break.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Irvin Theophilus Ebanks, 1889-1965. Irvin Ebanks was the son of James and Jessica Ebanks of Northside. He was an ambitious, hardworking, and industrious man. He cared for his family and friends, especially those of Northside, many of whom called him Governor. He and his wife Maggie, née McLaughlin, had 6 children. Like so many Caymanian men, he spent many of his younger years as a seaman and worked in the United States. On his return home from sea, he worked in many areas, serving Northside as a carpenter, farmer, merchant, barber, cobbler, tooth extractor, and telephone service provider. He also served as a member of the Assembly for several years. He was loved and respected by all who knew him.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Here we are gifted with presents, standing in a space denied many. In gratitude to the gift that Christmas is, this very, very special time of year, this time of reflection, celebration, fellowship, mindful of our blessings, mindful of the empty chairs, the precious spaces, the giving of gifts, sharing from steaming pots, making a difference to the many around us in need. Understanding this specialness, these Cayman Islands feel cool breeze, massaging silver thatched leaves, shimmering in moonlit night, December Cayman. Food, fellowship, worship, in awe of sunsets, the beach, the children. Rotary Club Central, where community service is our ethos. We serve to change lives. Wishing you a delightful, safe, and magical holiday season.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay.
No one can stop me when I taste the feel.
Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Are you feeling sick but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough, and sore throat to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We still have a caller on hold, so we're going to take that caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Thanks for being so patient.
Good morning, Mr. O.C.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning again, Dr. Brown.
Good morning.
I didn't know you had guests on when I called, but I'm going to tell you what I called about is the traffic up at Savannah. I think NRA needs to make that middle lane a turning lane there by the Adventist Church and the Savannah Primary School. Some child or some person is going to get seriously hurt or killed. Okay. Because they're not obeying. They're going into that middle lane to shoot back into the left lane when they get down by the Adventist Church. It should never have been an open lane. It should always have been a turning lane because there's only one lane after that. So I'm almost sure someone from NRA or the ministry is listening. I mean, they need to do something there. If they see a police, yeah, they go within the flashing light zone speed limit. Other than that, they just speed right through. So that's my take for the morning. And again, good morning. Merry Christmas to all.
Same to you.
Thank you. Same to you. All the best. Okay, Dr. Brown, one of our, I'm going to read this so that during your talk, we're going to have probably about 3 minutes before we go to our 8 o'clock news. You're going to be able to stay until after the news as well, right? Okay, great. This person says, good morning. Can Dr. Hazel Brown confirm that the vaccination cards bearing the public health stamp is the official proof that she alluded to? Or do I need to get something else done? I have the HSA patient portal already.
So,
they want.
Is that for the HSA administration? Is that for the Pfizer vaccine?
This sounds like it must be for the
Sinopharm.
Sinopharm, yes, yeah.
So for the HSA administered, the Pfizer and the AstraZeneca that HSA administers, there are two records. Now, the card is God. The card is the primary source of information. And this is something I'm glad this actually came up, because we're finding people losing their cards. When they get to us, we may find that in our records, they only had one dose, but they're telling us they had two. If I don't have your card that proves that you had 2 doses, it is impossible for me to find the proof of your dose, of your second dose, in paperwork that we have at the HSA. And that sounds kind of crazy, but if you consider the 50-something thousand doses that we have administered, you understand that finding one little card among 50-something thousand is pretty difficult.
Okay.
So,
and your data, in terms from an electronic standpoint, you're still behind in terms of inputting that?
No, we're pretty much up to date on that. But if we don't have it entered electronically, and you're telling me you had it, there's no way for me to prove. So you have to keep that card. Take a picture of that card.
Yes.
Keep that card so that we'll be able to say. Now, back to the question though. The public health stamp on any vaccination record makes it your official vaccination record. So you really, really need to protect that. Years ago, we used to have the little old yellow, WHO booklets that had all of our vaccinations in it. And that is the official record. At the HSA, of course, you have the patient portal, so you get the QR code. We have the electronic record through the app, and you get your code. But with Sinopharm, with the vaccine that's being administered with the Cayman, Savannah Medical Center, the only official record you're going to have until they get their QR code sorted, the only official record that you're going to have is that card. So that card has to be protected. As soon as you get your vaccine, take a picture of that card. And when you get your second dose, you take another picture, but you keep that like you keep your passport.
Okay. And well, we reached the top of the hour. When we return, then you can then go back over the procedures in terms of how it gets recorded into, well, you said it doesn't get recorded into your system.
It's only what we administer can go into our medical record.
Right. So anything administered other than through the HSA, they have to hold on to that hard copy.
Absolutely.
Because that is the officialdom there. Okay, folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, the conversation with
A twice
Dr.
as nice
Hazel
Christmas
Brown.
at Foster's is ending.
So please stay tuned.
Studio time now by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
A twice as nice Christmas at Foster's is ending soon.
Hurry in store to win and give by purchasing any specially marked product. There are over $30,000 in prizes and donations to give away, including our major prize of free groceries for a year.
Plus, each winner will be able to give to a local charity. For more info, go to fosters.ky. Christmas is twice as nice this year when you can win and give at Foster's.
Thanks to Frito-Lay, the best dressed chicken, Jergens, Seabest, Campbell's, and Pepperidge Farm. Promotion ends 23rd December 2021. T&Cs at fosters.ky.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky.
Do you know how well your pension plan performed? The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan provides quarterly fund fact sheets for our members to stay informed with the plan's performance. For the year ended 30th June 2021, the various life cycle funds have provided returns between 8.56% and 36.86%, and our all-in expense ratio is 0.80%. Visit chamberpension.ky to review our fund fact sheets. You can see the performance as far back as 10 years. Remember that pensions are a longer-term investment strategy. Focus on the long term rather than the short-term returns. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan continues to perform for you.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego with your latest news. Cayman moves to report its COVID data using an epidemiological day for the period ending midnight, December 15th. The Public Health Department reports an additional 26 positives, 3 in travelers and 23 from the community, bringing the number of active cases of COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands to 3,426. 16 COVID-19 patients were hospitalized. As you've heard here on Radio Cayman on Thursday, Faith Hospital reported that there was 1 positive result in the Sister Islands, which was found in a traveler. To date, there have been 121 total cases recorded in the Sister Islands, with 120 recovered. Out of the total number of cases in the Sister Islands, 63 were fully vaccinated, 6 were partially vaccinated, and 52 were unvaccinated. 82% of the population has had at least 1 dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. 80% have completed the 2-dose course. 21% has had a 3rd or booster dose. Cayman's interim chief medical officer, Dr. Ottilia Newton, takes the helm from Dr. John Lee, who advised government and strove to reassure the public when the pandemic arrived on Cayman's shores.
It's a great honor to be here and to take the position of the chief medical officer. It is incredibly, it's incredibly challenging, above all because I follow in the footsteps of a great medical officer, Dr. John Lee, to whom goes all our gratitude for what he has done in this time. So I'm hoping to do maybe not as well as him, but as well as I can, according to my ability.
At Thursday's press briefing, Dr. Newton was introduced to the public as the interim, an infectious disease expert with extensive experience in public health, who previously served as the UK Health Secretary Agency's Overseas Territories Advisor. In other local news, the Ministry of Investment, Innovation and Social Development launches a new online form at www.nau.gov.ky for clients of the Needs Assessment Unit to apply for financial assistance. Development, testing and launch of the new form and its underlying processes was spearheaded by the e-Government Unit in partnership and full collaboration with the Needs Assessment Unit and with expertise by the Computer Services Department. Officials say the new application form is designed with clients in mind for their ease of use and convenience. Similar to the new NAU website, the form can be used from a variety of internet-enabled devices, including mobile phones and tablets. It will also benefit clients significantly by reducing the number and frequency of physical in-person visits to the NAU's office. That is your latest local news. We now turn to the BBC with the check of international news. That's it for me. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shenda Gallego.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. A crushing by-election defeat in the English Midlands has dealt another blow to the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's authority. His Conservative Party lost to the Liberal Democrats, a seat it had held for almost 200 years. The result comes as Mr Johnson's party and government face allegations of corruption and the flouting of COVID restrictions. Russia has revealed details of what it calls security guarantees it's demanding from NATO and the United States. Moscow says the alliance must never take any action that Russia might see as a threat and told it not to expand into countries that are its neighbours. The West has previously ruled out some of the demands. Japanese police in the city of Osaka are investigating whether a fire in which 27 people have died was started deliberately. Officers are looking into reports that a man was seen carrying a bag with liquid leaking from it into the building. The Taliban government in Afghanistan says it's drawn up a draft national budget for the next year. A spokesman said he believed it could be financed from domestic revenues and not foreign aid. The Turkish lira has continued its steep fall on the currency markets, dropping 6% to an all-time low amid fears of a new inflationary spiral. This follows another interest rate cut on Thursday. The currency has lost more than 50% of its value this year. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. We're a not-for-profit, member-centric plan with a democratically elected volunteer board of trustees representing all sectors of the Cayman Islands economy. Chamber Pension has an all-in expense ratio of 0.80%, over 16,000 members, and US $463.6 million in assets under management. We were the first multi-employer pension plan approved by the regulator in the late 1990s, and today we are still strong, secure, and are here for our employees and employers alike. If you would like to join or request further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Feeling safe in your community is paramount to overall well-being. At the Security Center, we've been securing businesses, home, and infrastructures for over 20 years. This year, we're proud to receive the Global Seal of Approval from the International Organization of Standardization for our products, services, and operations, making the Security Center the first security firm in the Caribbean to achieve this level of certification. When it comes to putting security first, think Security Center, protecting your world 24/7.
Ho, ho, ho! Hi, kids! Santa here! I'll be spreading holiday cheer for the whole family at Bayshore Mall this year, thanks to my friends at Kirk Freeport. From Monday the 20th December until Christmas Eve, I'll be in my grotto to meet the wonderful children of Cayman and handing out sweet treats to one and all. While you're there, Mom and Dad can take care of any remaining Christmas shopping and get entries into the Kirk Freeport's $40,000 Sweepstakes. Visit KirkFreeport.com to find my schedule. Merry Christmas from Santa and everyone at Kirk Freeport.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
For over 100 years, more than 5.8 million people across the Americas and the Caribbean have placed their trust in Pan American Life Insurance Group. We have delivered on our promise and have proven that we are more than an insurance company. We are family. To learn more about our first-in-class individual and group life, disability and accident solutions, please visit Pan American International Insurance Corporation at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, Grand Cayman, or contact us at 949-8304 and visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 79 degrees. Relative humidity is 85%. The barometric pressure is 29.98 inches and rising. The wind is southeast at 6 knots. Overnight low temperature was 71 degrees. Synopsis indicate moderate easterly winds and rough seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours. As a high-pressure system over the southeast United States drifts over the western Atlantic Ocean. Satellite images show a few low-level clouds over the Cayman area moving towards the west. Now the forecast for today calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures will rise to the mid-80s today. Winds will be easterly at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Pretty much the same for tonight. Partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers and temperatures dipping to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be easterly at 10 to 15 knots and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. High tide will be this morning at 9:27, low tide this afternoon at 3:29 and a high tide tonight at 8:15. The sun will set this evening at 5:49 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:54. And the outlook is calling for a slight decrease in wind speeds and seas from tomorrow evening. That's the very latest on your weather report.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
For over 100 years, more than 5.8 million people across the Americas and the Caribbean have placed their trust in Pan American Life Insurance Group. We have delivered on our promise and have proven that we're more than just an insurance company, we're family. To learn more about our first-in-class group health and employee benefit solutions, please visit Pan American Life Insurance Company of the Cayman Islands at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, Grand Cayman, or contact us at 949-8304. You can also visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, celebrate your progress. It's important to acknowledge progress each step of the way as you achieve your goals. Everything that you do to move in that direction gets you a little closer. Planning small rewards along the way can help to keep things interesting and give us a taste of what sweet success will be like.
Change your thinking and change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Are you planning a social, an office party, or event over the holiday season? Make the most of your holiday party and leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway Box to Go, with the option of a 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. Cater your holiday parties with Subway. Visit subway.ky for menu options. Subway, eat fresh.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look what's happening on our roads. Busy traffic coming from the east, especially on the Linford Pearson Highway, and also on Crew Road. Traffic is moving along steadily. And steady but flowing traffic on Hulda Avenue and into Georgetown on Shed Road, looking pretty good as traffic flowing nicely. On Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue, traffic is flowing at a good pace. No issues on Edward Street. Light traffic on Owen Roberts Drive. And as we look to the West Bay Road, in front of the Ritz, traffic is moving on moderately in both directions. And on North Sound Road, traffic is moderate in some sections, steady in other sections. Coming from the West Bay 4-way stop, traffic flowing at a good pace. That's what's happening on your roads. Remember, some roads are wet, so please drive with extra care. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock. We'll give you another traffic report. Have a good morning and buckle up.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
FedEx Delivery! Share this season with everyone by shipping your rum cakes and gifts with 30% off and get an additional 20% on your next shipment. Visit us. Restrictions apply.
The technology sector is forecast to be one of the fastest growing industries in the next decade, with more jobs available than skilled people to fill them. Enterprise Cayman is helping to fill this void and grow the next generation of Caymanian innovators, giving young people access to high-quality learning experiences with the opportunity to pursue careers in technology and innovation sectors. Learn to code, how product development works, enter professional competitions, access high-tech resources, network with special economic zone industry professionals, and much, much more. Visit enterprisecayman.ky to find out more. Brought to you by Cayman Enterprise City.
The holidays wouldn't be the same without a little boom from Fireworks Limited. Cayman's biggest firework discount megastore is now open behind massive equipment in Industrial Park. Fireworks Limited has a megastore full of new fireworks and offers huge volume discounts. Stock up early and save big with free gifts with every purchase and the biggest variety of products on island. Fireworks Limited is behind Massive in Industrial Park with tons of parking.
Open until 6 p.m. every night and until 9 p.m. on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
For the record with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Hazel Brown. We're talking about COVID-19, the Omicron variant that's here in the Cayman Islands as well. Dr. Brown, we know that in the past we've had many public expressions of no confidence in terms of governments or health authorities as far as controlling COVID-19. And we have seen reputable professionals speak to the point that the COVID-19, now the Omicron variant and everything else, the Delta variant, that everything is so unpredictable because we don't know enough about this, and we're learning as we go. And I believe that is credible. I believe that's certainly a cogent explanation as to why we're at this point in time, and we have certainly made strides in terms of developing vaccines at a very rapid pace to deal with it. But this whole complexity of this COVID-19 is what people need to appreciate, that no one has all of the answers, and sometimes you may have an answer today, 2 weeks down the line, that that may change. Can you? I may not have put it too artfully, but can you speak to it?
That is, I think, for many people, the heart of the matter.
Yeah.
We as human beings seek stability. Our bodies are constantly, homeostasis is about maintaining stability within the body. And I think, and I'm no psychological expert, of course, but I just, in this whole crisis, I think the duration of the uncertainty and the unpredictability has worn down humanity. I don't believe it's unique to Cayman. I believe it's a global thing.
Yes.
Because if every human being looks for stability is sometimes subconsciously. You don't even know that you're looking for stability. And the thing about viruses is that they can change so rapidly and so significantly in their mutations. And I'm hoping that Johnny and Daniel are actually listening to me. You know who you are if you're hearing me, but because they helped me to learn. Those are two young Caymanians who are working with us in this COVID pandemic, and they're helping me to understand the virology side of it and the genetic side of it. But basically, a virus can change every time it moves from one human being to the other.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So it's constantly changing. I have been looking at viruses, I would say probably about 25 years, because my son in his before he was 10 decided he wanted to be a virologist, and he and I were constantly chasing. Well, he was chasing it, so of course I had to go behind him because I needed to know what it was he was digging into, and learning about viruses, and they have fascinated me for decades now. Sometimes you wonder how something that's really not even a cell can navigate and can change and can mutate, and it's almost as though it avoids. It's like it's consciously avoiding detection and control. Wow. So viruses are fascinating things, and that's what makes this so uncertain. We never know how the next mutation is going to express itself, right? So when Omicron appeared, of course it caused significant concern because immediately they recognized how much more transmissible Omicron is than the Delta and the previous variants. You know, Lambda, you heard about Lambda for a brief time, and then it kind of disappeared out of the conversation. Yes. And the earlier ones, the original Omicron, the original coronavirus, COVID-19 viruses, they disappeared and Delta became the predominant. And we expect that Omicron is probably going to overtake Delta. Now, luckily for us, Omicron and Delta together aren't, because of the type of virus it is, they can't cross-contaminate or cross-mutate and exchange RNA. Or so I've been told by my two experts, right? But Omicron, which is more transmissible, can mutate now and become more severe, along with more transmissible. You never know how it's going to express itself. Yeah. And that's what creates so much of the uncertainty. And government has such a difficult task because you have to balance the protection of your population with the protection of your economy. And it's a huge thing. And unfortunately, humanity has also evolved to the point where the greater good doesn't come up in ordinary thought. You know, we've become very individualistic as time has passed, and we've become more successful, and the concept of the greater good and what drives public health policy is not something that is readily acceptable to the individual. So human rights, individual rights have now overtaken the greater good.
Yes.
So that sets a context for great dissatisfaction in anyone trying to manage this outbreak. And I mean, it's been a tremendous challenge for us here locally because, of course, we're also a small state, a small economy, and very, very vulnerable.
Okay, I believe we have a few callers on hold. Let's grab the callers. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, Steve.
Good morning, good morning.
Dr. Brown, been a long time I called you.
Good morning.
But I've been thinking about this so long that I've came up with a scenario. I think everybody knows about this, actually. You all know, I know. But basically, this is a billionaire-driven virus thing. It's a group of evil people all together. This was planned from probably 8 or 10 years ago. And the one that really gets me out of all of them is Dr. Foster. He basically tells you before the virus is coming out beforehand. You know, I said, how can this guy tell you this? And a lot of people know what's going on. It's all a billionaire-driven thing. It's all set up to murder us. Because the mask wearing, when I put a mask on, I don't know how people can work with it all day long. It would drive me crazy. It sends my blood pressure up because I'm taking back in that hot air again. You close the beach that kills all the germs, vitamin D, drink salt water. I had COVID. I had it last year. If I told you that before, I had it. I didn't know what it was, but first 4 days I thought I was gone with it. And then the next day I got up and said, wow, what was that? It took off. I woke up without it. But I used a lot of natural stuff while I was feeling that way, including going to the beach and drinking salt water early in the morning. Pure salt water for my lungs. And everything about this, the quarantine, everything is based on people dying from it. And I'm really upset about it, but all I can do is pray about it. And all the politicians around the world know what's going on with it too. But they're scared because they get paid from the billionaires. Chamber of Commerce, billionaires, everybody is getting paid from that. You understand me? And I'm not afraid to tell anybody what's in my mind because I know what's in my mind and what's going on. And until the politicians say, look, let's get together, get to the root of this, and get these people behind bars, China, they're hardly having any of it at all. You know, and look how fast it spreads. Within a week, it was all over the world, Omicron. You know, and these vaccines, all that was planned beforehand to sell all these vaccines to make billions of dollars. And I am not taking any more vaccines because by me having COVID, when I took the first vaccine, it gave me bad symptoms for 2 days.
Okay, caller, I want to thank you very much for that, and I hope you stay safe as well. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I thought I had said Merry Christmas to the last time. You got lucky 3 times. And good morning to Dr. Brown.
Good morning.
I have 2 questions, and please bear with me. The first one is regarding the vaccination process. I'm going to throw out a scenario, and I'm going to ask you to please answer it or clarify it as simple as it can be. If an individual has been vaccinated off island, but specifically in the U.S., the patient is holding a CDC vaccination card. In addition to that, all of the relevant information was emailed, and then after that, the patient obtained the QR code. Is that acceptable by the Cayman Islands Public Health Department?
Someone was vaccinated overseas with a vaccine that is on our list of 4 or 5 and has a record on a CDC card. Am I correct?
The patient, yes. In the U.S., they use the CDC card.
Yeah, the CDC card, little white card.
No, it's not white. It's an off sort of brownish, yellowish color.
Okay,
it looks different than the ones that are given in Cayman.
No, I've seen white ones as well. I haven't seen the off. Maybe different states have different colors. I don't know. But if it's on a CDC card and they have a QR code, is accepted by our by Travel Cayman for entry into Cayman.
I'm speaking about public health because I heard you talking about...
But public health won't have anything to do with that except that we would like them to tell us they had it so that we can record it for our coverage.
No, but I heard you talking about putting the official public health stamp on it.
That has to do with what's administered locally here.
Yeah. So we put our stamp on what is administered locally and verified by us in public health.
I see. So just to clarify, if it was given in the U.S., the patient is holding a CDC card as well as the relevant information, including a QR code, that patient can then, in Cayman, get the booster shot.
Absolutely.
As long as they can present the CDC
Absolutely.
card.
And when they do that, we would also ask them to register that with the when they're signing up to get their booster, to ensure that the dates and times and all that for their first and second dose go on to the form, so that we can record it in our we never put it in our electronic medical record, but we keep it in our database to ensure that we know that this person is vaccinated. They've given us their record, they've shown us their record, and we add it to our national coverage.
So how about if they just copied the CDC cards that the patient is holding, the information?
We don't have copiers out in our
okay.
What can happen is that the person can take a photo of it and email it to us or WhatsApp it to us, and we're happy to just add that to our data.
Okay. And just to follow up on that, and I'll ask my second question. It seems that there's a breakdown in communication with every time you come on the radio and you give information, and then if you call public health and you're asking them for information, there seems to be a major breakdown there. And I'm not telling anybody how to do their job, but I do think it would be very helpful to the public if meetings were held and everybody's on the same page, because there is a massive confusion amongst people as to who has the right information, who has the most up-to-date information, and so on. So I just wanted to suggest that, and I'll leave that there, and I'll move on to the next question, which is, now that Cayman has changed, and they are requiring that if for entry, I guess, into the Cayman Islands, that the test has to be done within 24 hours, well, actually for exit as well. So is there any special provision given to especially to a patient who's traveling overseas, and when they get their test done, that they can be ensured that the results will be returned to them before the travel date passes, or the travel time passes, I should say, because that seems to be another problem that is going on.
Okay, caller, so we have that question. We have to take a commercial break. We're going to have Dr. Brown respond to that as soon as we return, so you can listen in for that. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Cash is a must this Christmas! J&M Money Cash Month Christmas. Send or receive funds with the J&M Money this holiday season to win big! J&M Money Cash Month Christmas.
Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
We asked 100 people what they would do with a little extra time. Top answers included hang with friends, sleep, volunteer, walking on the beach, watch TV. But the odd thing is, no one said, stand in line to pay my bill. Funny that. Now Logic introduces Logic My Account. Pay online, view bill history, schedule automatic payments, and more. Go to logic.ky/my account and pay online, not stand in line. Logic My Account. Go on. Give yourself a little extra time. Bake a cake, browse the web, yoga, spring clean.
Paramount Carpet Cayman Brac Christmas sale is back for 2 days only, Friday, December 17th and Saturday, December 18th. Save big with up to 50% off select carpet and tiles, wall and floor tiles as low as $10 a box, universal mats from as low as $5 a pair, and up to 15% off many more items. Paramount Carpet Cayman Brac Christmas sale, Friday, December 17th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, December 18th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Followed by the Children's Christmas Party at Spot Bay Park from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Paramount Carpet, Cayman Brac, located at 342 Spot Bay Road. Call 948-2665.
More than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpet.
System 1 loaded. 1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Hazel Brown. Before we answer that last question that the caller had, just want to mention to our audience some of the topics that you want to touch on as well, Dr. Brown. Vaccines, the lateral flow testing, the reports, the cases now in the Cayman Islands, the number of deaths. Talk about contact tracing as well. So those are some of the few things that we want you to cover before you leave us this morning as well. So I think you understood the question that the last caller had, right?
I have to remember it. No, I understood it. The part when you come for your certified lateral flow test for travel out of Cayman, you get it right away. It's you get it at the same time. So there's no wait. Now the PCR is different, and I think the 24-hour period, the lateral flow test makes more sense. Certified lateral flow. And the reason it has to be, it's a requirement that it be observed you can't just, of course, go and say I had a negative lateral flow test.
Yes.
It has to be observed by someone. So we're doing them now up at the 131 Center on McClendon Drive behind Price Right. In the mornings, we're doing our testing. We do PCR testing as well as lateral flow. And the travelers are all using lateral flow tests. PCR testing is more for people who are going to have surgery. So we do PCR tests before people are admitted to hospital. And we do PCR for other screening and, businesses who want to have their staff screened and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So at the McClendon Center, we're not testing anyone who, we don't want people coming there who have the potential to be positive. So, for instance, our contact tracing, we wouldn't want to send there. People who have had positive lateral flow, we're not going to send. We don't want them attending McClendon Center because there are loads of crowds there, and that can become quite a spreader event if we send somebody who's already positive on lateral flow.
Mm-hmm.
So the positive lateral flows are being tested elsewhere. We'll talk about that.
Okay. And I'm made to understand that the response last night at the Bordentown Public Beach
was quite good, always.
Yes.
Always. I can give you the numbers.
Things went really smoothly. Everything was well organized.
Yeah, Bordentown is always a pleasure. I'll tell you the numbers actually on that for Bordentown. We can go ahead and talk about other things, but here it is. So we actually did 198 persons at the Bordentown Center last night, which is excellent for a small community clinic. It's Bordentown always draws a good crowd. So unfortunately for us, we're still not getting all the first doses. We still have a significant number of Caymanians over 60 who are not vaccinated. And that is a cause for concern for us. Our 7 deaths this year, we're up to 9 deaths total, 7 deaths this year, all were unvaccinated. All had significant comorbidities. As we get older, and this is my age group now, the 60 and above, we develop more and more comorbidities. The more comorbidities you have, the poorer your expected outcome would be. So we really need to get our over 60s vaccinated. I'm still going to harp on it. I'm sorry, guys, if you're tired of hearing that from me, but these are the people I went to school with, guys. These are my classmates, the people who are a couple of years ahead of me in school. This is our grandparents, our people who are not vaccinated. We still have a little bit, several hundred over 80 who are not vaccinated that we really need to encourage to come out and get the vaccine.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at the Bermuda newspaper, and I see where their cases in Bermuda have doubled. They went from 16 to 32 in less than no time, and that again is what is being observed worldwide, that those numbers are increasing exponentially.
Absolutely.
As we go. So what here in the Cayman Islands would likely to make us be any different and for us to see any less than what we're seeing in other jurisdictions?
Actually, we had a great benefit because we were locked down and had almost a year of no cases. We had a lot of time to study what was happening in the rest of the world so that we could predict what would happen to us once we started to get the economy moving again and get the borders opening. We can't stay closed forever. But unfortunately, we didn't seem to learn. We as a population, I'm thinking now, I'm not pointing fingers at any sector. We didn't seem to learn. We don't appear to have learned from other people's experience. But interestingly enough, there was an earlier caller that spoke to Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci knew what was going to happen. We know what's going to happen. You can predict it. You've seen. When you know how viruses operate, when you know and you've observed how this outbreak has operated across the globe, and Bermuda going from 16 to 32, that's just one person one person infecting 2 people, you know, which isn't that high. And it's going to happen here again. And this is the thing that concerns me greatly and concerns public health even more, because the truth is our team is very small. And you'll remember about 3 weeks ago when we had the big peak and we were literally, public health was overwhelmed.
Yes.
There was no way we could do contact tracing. Well, unfortunately for us, our population did not act. Our positives didn't act as responsibly as we would have wanted them. What we got was a lot of complaints about public health, but they continued to move around, and we had increased spread. Now, with the increased transmissibility with Omicron, it's going to be even worse. The blessing is that to date, Omicron is having very mild illness in the vaccinated. But in the unvaccinated, it's not that mild. Okay. You're still getting deaths and you're getting severe illness in the unvaccinated. The lateral flow testing is something that you mentioned, and we really need to talk about that because we understand that persons don't want to be locked down. All of us were locked down at some point over the last 2 years. And it is not a good feeling. It really and truly is. And we in Cayman have generations of freedom behind us. So taking away our freedom in any way really and truly is troubling. But people are not reporting their lateral flow tests because they don't want to be locked down. They don't want to be locked down before Christmas. So what's happening is that a lot of people, not only are they not locking down, not reporting, but staying home, but they're not reporting and not staying home. So here we have a situation where we have travelers coming back who are moving around and they're testing on lateral flow day 2, day 5, and day 10. Now they're controlled because they have to have certified lateral flow. So we're getting those results. But they're moving around the community, and if they may be negative on day 2, but if they're positive on day 5, when did they turn positive between 2 and 5? So that's that point of contact. And then we have the person in the community who feels the sniffles, does a test, comes out positive, and refuses to report it or fails to report it for whatever reason. Either they don't have the technology, they don't know how to use it, whatever. There are lots of reasons why people don't report. But they continue about their business. And truth is, it's setting us up for the perfect storm. And our health resources are not infinite. They're not limited, and it's no clear way for us to say, if we get 30 cases, we're going to be overwhelmed, or if we get 5 cases, we're going to be overwhelmed. We can be overwhelmed. It depends on who is in the first 5 cases. We can be overwhelmed in 5. Or, we may be able to handle 100. It all depends on how the cases show up and what the situation is in country at the time. Yes. So I think we need to take this very, very seriously. Coming into the Christmas holiday, we need to consider, how are we going to get together? What am I going to do on New Year's Eve? New Year's Eve is a big time to get together and party and drink and whatever. And we've always enjoyed that. But how am I going to do it this year? How am I going to do Christmas? Am I going to ask everybody who's coming to my Christmas dinner to do a lateral flow? Perfect idea. Do your lateral flows, and if your lateral flow is positive, go and report it and stay home. We'll bring you dinner for you. Yes. But we need to think of the impact, particularly in the context of the transmissibility of the Omicron variant, that this failure to report and failure to comply with the recommendations that are set out by Cabinet, what will that have on our January? I mean, our December may look wonderful. I mean, last year we had bright moonlight and sweet Christmas breeze and all that. But what's January going to look like for us? Yep.
Okay, that's a good point for us to take a commercial break. And then, of course, come January, those persons who work here, live here, work here, but have family and are traveling overseas, they will be returning as well. Absolutely. What impact is that likely to have? So we would like to hear from you about that as soon as we return from this commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
At Tomlinson Furniture, we have great holiday deals to fill each room with presents for just $50 or less. Improve sleep, breathe easier, and relax your mind and body with an assortment of essential oils and pair with the perfect diffuser. Tap into your zen with meditation gold foil candles. Find standalone or pluggable fragrance warmers, wax melts in a range of scents, and reusable wax warmer liners, or opt for a wax melt gift set. Instantly freshen up any space with room and linen sprays. Find these great aromatic gift ideas for just $50 or less at Tomlinson Furniture. Happy holidays and a prosperous New Year to all, from the Tomlinson Furniture family to yours.
Paramount Carpet Cayman Brac Christmas sale is back for 2 days only, Friday, December 17th and Saturday, December 18th. Save big with up to 50% off select carpet and tiles, wall and floor tiles as low as $10 a box, universal mats from as low as $5 a pair, and up to 15% off many more items. Paramount Carpet Cayman Brac Christmas sale, Friday, December 17th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, December 18th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Followed by the Children's Christmas Party at Spot Bay Park from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Paramount Carpet Cayman Brac, located at 342 Spot Bay Road. Call 948-2665.
Lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
Oh no. You have a problem? How do you keep your exercise program going without leaving your home? Well, we have the answer. Get the new Desk Cycle 2 Pedal Exerciser. Yes, lose weight, keep fit, and stay healthy with your Desk Cycle. Use it while sitting at your desk, reading a book, or on the phone. Keep exercising. Thousands around the world have benefited from the Desk Cycle. Read their testimonials on Amazon, where the Desk Cycle is one of the highest rated products. It's whisper, quiet, lightweight, durable, 8 resistance levels. Will track your progress, speed, calories, and distance. This is the answer when you have to be at home or when you just don't want to be out anywhere. This is the way. Email deskcyclecayman@gmail.com or call 326-3726. Price is CI $249. Buy 2 and get them for $199 each.
Merry Christmas from A.L. Thompson's. Go electric this year with electronic gifts that are fun for the whole family. Add accessories to a massive 4K HD TV like a Fire Stick, a soundbar, and wireless headphones. Up your game with Xbox console bundles. Think security with a Ring video doorbell and a time-lapse video camera. Then take the fun outside with drones and speakers. It's all fun, and nobody does Christmas like A.L. Thompson's.
The last show for 2021 will be on.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill, a mindless, eating machine. It will attack and devour anything.
The last show for 2021 will be on sharking, one of our industries. So we had many industries, but the sharking, we'll tell all about it. Sure.
this Friday on Radio Cayman.
Let us see what I'm saying. Focusing on sharking.
We knew about the turtle industries, we talked about the phosphate industry, but we not talked about sharking industry. And that's what we can be talking about this Friday. So join us. Another See What I'm Saying.
Special feature of Talk Today with contributions from the National Museum, a language, history, and culture show on Radio Cayman 89.9 and 93.9 FM.
This Friday,
12:15 to 2:30.
and we're going to try to sort out everything. See what I'm saying.
Last one for 2021.
Last one.
Sharking.
Join us.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orit Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Hazel Brown, and there are several areas that she wants to cover as well. And I know she also wants to talk about PCR testing after positive, as well as the vaccination schedule. And I know at some point you're going to have to leave us, Dr. Brown, so I'm going to let you cover the areas that you feel that are significant and important at this point in time.
So with the recent change, I think it's just a couple of days now since Omicron first appeared in our landscape, the decision was made that we would have PCR confirmation of every positive lateral flow. And there's significant thinking about that because if we take the PCR 2 weeks after or 10 days after you do a lateral flow, there's not enough viral material to do a genome sequencing. So if we want to know that we actually have Omicron, we have to do the genome sequencing. So the medical officer of health made the decision in consultation with the chief medical officer and the Ministry of Health that we would require a PCR test following a positive lateral flow. But we have now to make provision for that. So we can't take persons who have positive lateral flow tests into a clinic where we have people who come in preparation for travel and that sort of thing. So we have to make special provisions for that. So effective today, from 1 o'clock, starting today, it'll be from 1 to 2. If you have had a positive lateral flow in the last couple of days and you haven't had your PCR test, please go to the South Sound Community Center between 1 and 2 today and get the PCR done. And go home and wait for your results.
Okay.
Those results should get to us before tomorrow morning, and they will go out by email to the individual. If you have a positive PCR, please remain at home until you hear from us. That we're trying to identify early the Omicron so that we can take different measures. So what we've had to do, Omicron now, we've had to go back to treating Omicron the way we were treating COVID last year. So if you're positive and you have what is called an S gene dropout, and I'll explain that a little bit. Again, my two experts are teaching me, and I have the words and they have the knowledge. So the PCR testing looks for between 3 and 5 targets of the virus, the viral RNA, and if they pick up 3 of the targets, then you're positive. Now, what's happening is that we're finding that the other targets, other than the S gene, so you have the N, I don't remember all of them, but N, OR, F, 1A, B, and S. Those are the ones that we report on pretty standardly. And if you have a very low CT value on your N and the ORF1AB and nothing on the S gene, that's called the S gene dropout, which is suggestive of Omicron. May not be, it's not proof, but it's suggestive, very highly suggestive. I think it's in the 90%, right? So once we see that S gene dropout, that sample has to be sequenced. So, and I think we've explained what the CT value means. The PCR testing is an amplification test where we take the viral material and it cycles. Every cycle it amplifies. And the fewer number of cycles, the more viral material was, the higher your viral load was in the very beginning. So if we get a CT value of 10, which means that the machine only had to do 10 cycles to pick up viral RNA, then we know you're very acutely ill. Okay. And if we get a 10, a 12, a 15 in the N target and in the ORF 1AB and nothing in the S, that's highly suggestive of Omicron. So those persons have to be treated differently than the Delta. So if we've got 15 in all three of the targets, that's pretty certain that that's Delta. And there are two Delta variants, actually, up to two subgroups of the Delta that are circulating here. And we take the Omicron back to the original isolation and quarantine.
Got you. Okay, top of the hour headline news at 9 o'clock. When we return, one listener has, well, I think this person called in previously. They said, let me find it now. Say that's why the lateral flow test system should be discontinued unless it's going to be monitored by public health, that it should be stopped. Says by your own admission, this has caused the problem that we're facing now, in terms of the lateral flow tests, the ones that are self-administered.
I'll explain that. We'll talk about that, yeah.
Okay, top of the hour, folks. Headline news at 9 o'clock. When we return, the conversation with Dr. Hazel Brown will continue, so please stay tuned.
Radio Cayman, the voice, the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Cayman moves to report its COVID data using an epidemiological day. For the period ending midnight, December 15th, the Public Health Department reports an additional 26 positives, 3 in travelers and 23 from the community, bringing the number of active cases of COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands to 3,426. 16 COVID-19 patients were hospitalized. 82% of the population has had at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. 80% have completed the 2-dose course. 21% has had a third or booster dose. In international news, a fire that spread from a 4th-floor mental clinic in an 8-story building in downtown Osaka in western Japan on Friday left 24 people dead in what police were treating as a possible case of arson. Media reports said police were searching for a man who witnesses saw carrying a paper bag from which an unidentified liquid was dripping. The man could have been among the 24 dead, reports said. Police declined to confirm those reports. A powerful typhoon that battered the central Philippines left at least 12 people dead in massive floods that trapped residents on roofs and damaged buildings, including a hotel and an airport, officials said. Typhoon Rai slightly weakened after slamming ashore Thursday on the country's southeastern coast, but still packed destructive and deadly winds of 93 miles per hour and gusts of up to 127 miles per hour. Meteorologists said it was moving away into the South China Sea on Friday. And North Korea on Friday commemorated the 10th anniversary of former leader Kim Jong II's death with calls with greater public loyalty toward his son and current leader Kim Jong-un, who is struggling to navigate the country out of deepening pandemic-related hardships. In his 10 years at the helm of North Korea since his father's death, Kim Jong-un, 37, has secured the same absolute power enjoyed by Kim Jong II and Kim Jong-sung, the current leader's grandfather and state founder. Those are your latest headlines. I'm Shanda Gallego.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Hazel Brown. Limited amount of time with her, so I'm going to throw the mic right back over to her.
So I wanted to respond to that, the question about the lateral flow being a problem.
Yes.
And I'd like to say that the lateral flow is doing exactly what we want it to do, what it's designed to do, and that is early identification of of infection in asymptomatic persons. So, but what's happening is what we do with the lateral flow. The lateral flow is doing its thing. But what we do with the lateral flow is a problem. First of all, lateral flow was designed for early identification of infection in asymptomatic cases. So if you have been in contact with someone and you're doing your serial lateral flows, one every day for 10 days, as soon as you become positive, you're going to pick it up. When you go, once you report that, and now you have to go, once you've reported it, you get a message from public health saying you're to go and get your PCR test. You get your PCR test and you go straight back home and you isolate for the appropriate number of days. So if you're vaccinated, you're going to retest on day 11. If you're unvaccinated, you're going to retest on day 15. And if we do what we're supposed to do with the lateral flow, then we can gain some measure of control. We aren't complying with the policy. We're not using the lateral flow appropriately. Once you have a positive lateral flow, save the rest of your lateral flows. Don't waste them. Because when you're doing lateral flow to try to get a negative or to see if anything changed from morning to evening, you're wasting resources. There's a lot of plastic in those lateral flow tests that they're clogging up our environment. And sooner or later, they're not going to be available. We're going to waste them to the point that they're not there to do what they're supposed to do. Once you're positive, the only release from that is going to be a negative PCR, because lateral flow picks up early infection, acute infection, but it doesn't pick it up when you're still infectious. So the lateral flow will pick up to about a CT value of 24, 25. But you're still infectious up until 32 if you're not within your quarantine period. Because if the infection is going to burn itself out, you're going to go through the inflammatory phase and then you stop shedding virus. But so you have to quarantine for that period of time or isolate. If you're positive, you isolate. If you're a contact, you quarantine.
Okay.
And we're using the lateral flow to try to get a negative, or I'm going to go and use lateral flow until I get 2 negatives. It's pointless. It's a waste. It's a waste of your resources. What are we paying? $5, $6, $7 for a lateral flow kit? That's 5, 6, 7 times 3, 4 that you're wasting probably in a day. The other thing that we're having is people shopping around to do the tests. So they do do a lateral flow and it comes positive. And then I don't want that, so I'm going to go to doctors. I go to doctors and I get a positive, but I don't really like that either. I really am shopping for a negative test. So then I'll go to Health City, but Health City doesn't give me my result fast enough. So now I'm going to go to the HSA, and in one day, you've had lateral flow and 3 PCR tests. And the result is all the same. And in the course of that movement, you may have infected 10 or 15 people.
Yes.
So if you get a positive lateral flow, go to the South Sound Community Center between 1 and 2, and the hours are going to have to expand if we start to get more positives, right?
1 hour.
Because right now this week we're not getting as many. But in another couple of weeks, I expect that it's going to increase. But we will be at the South Sound Community Center. If you get a positive lateral flow, go to the South Sound Community Center. Do not go to any of the other testing sites, because you are at that point in time, you know that you're positive from lateral flow. You may still get a negative PCR, highly unlikely, but we've seen it. Go to get your PCR and go home and wait for the result. Okay. The life that you save may be your mother, your child.
Okay, and there's a question in relation to those persons who don't have emails when they go to take that PCR test at the South Sound Community Center. What other ways do you contact them if they don't have email?
Oh boy, other than my direct line, try to reach us in public health, and
or would they take their contact
they can
details
call the
there and
flu
then
hotline, but they can take them there. But you can call the flu hotline. Flu hotline has access to the results. So, and the flu hotline has been enhanced recently. They're actually operating out of a a different building. They're set up to accommodate up to 8 callers, 8 call takers.
Okay.
So we've expanded that in preparation. Nowadays, during the day, there are 3 or 4 people on, so you can always get through. If you have a problem not getting through, call the hospital switchboard and ask for me. They're right next door to me. And they will give the results. People who know me are calling me, and I can always find the results. I'm not going to put my number out on radio, but I think there are very few people in Cayman who don't have that number. And, we'll find the results. Okay. But do not go out on the road and mix with people if you know that you're a lateral flow positive.
Yes. Okay, so the travel now. We're seeing increase the level of travel out of the Cayman Islands, but the majority of those persons will be coming back in at some point in time. We know the procedures and the protocols that we have in place in terms of returning. What additional risk, if any, are we at when it comes to the Omicron?
But the big thing with Omicron is, like we said, is the increased transmissibility. If you have, if it is discovered that Omicron actually goes airborne, I hope not, but that's been a part of the conversation. What is contributing to the transmissibility? We don't know. But when we're traveling, I would advise everybody use the same safety measures that you would practice at home. We require masks here in so many establishments. When you go overseas, they don't. Use your mask. There are people everywhere wearing masks. You're not going to look funny. Wear your mask. Carry your hand sanitizer. Keep your hands clean. Be careful. Just be alert when you're traveling. Don't drop your guard at any point in time. And when you come home, do your lateral flow and report it. And try to limit. The thing is, even with doing the lateral flow, when you come back, you're not on mandatory isolation or quarantine. But restrict your movements until you've finished your 10 or 15 days. Well, it has to be 10 days now because only the vaccinated, right? So restrict your movements. Think about, the impact of, should I be positive? What would happen? And just keep that in your lens when you're moving around the community, though you're not in mandatory quarantine. Okay. But we need to come back to what we're actually doing for those who test positive for Omicron. Okay.
Can you speak to, we have a caller, and I'm going to put this question to you, but we'll take the caller. You can answer the question that we have later on. It has to do with wearing of masks. We see here in Cayman, I walk on the streets and I see so many people wearing their mask even when they're out in the open. Yeah. Seems as if there's a lot of buy-in to that. You go into business establishments and you see the employees there wearing the mask. You see they require you to have a mask if you're going to enter. Hand sanitizers as well. So there seems to be, pretty high percentage of buy-in to the mask wearing and everything. Want you to talk about the proper wearing and proper use of the mask as well. But we do have a caller. Let's grab the caller first. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning, and also Dr. Hazel Brown, George Ebanks. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And good morning to all the listeners. Just a comment, but also a question, isn't it? I'm a proponent of the vaccine because science is on the side of that, and the proof as well. So, isn't it a fact that even the Omicron variant that we have now, it only mutated to the extent that it has because it came out, it spun off of an unvaccinated person. So basically, are we saying that the safest route to stop all these different variants developing is for people to get vaccinated? Because if you do get vaccinated and you do, you can still get it, as they say, but then you have different vehicles in your body to fight off the various mutations that may want to actually develop if you're vaccinated. But if you're not, the virus has a clean playing field, and for the use of a better word, to develop itself and to mutate and to come out a different creature, and which is what we have with the Omicron. So, I mean, should we really be pushing, and I don't know how we can do it, but we have to encourage people that the only way to go is to stop all these conspiracy theories and to get vaccinated.
Well, I don't think we'll ever stop conspiracy theories. I think that is just a part of our biome nowadays. But and has always been. There are always people who suspect other people of conspiracies. But with due respect to them, we know the value of vaccines, and the only thing that I personally can do is what I am doing now, is to come out and share the information, to make myself available to answer questions. I think just about everybody in the health services, in public health, is doing the same thing. Like we said, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't force him to drink. Unfortunately for us in Cayman, we have now 9 persons who are dead. 2 of them before the advent of vaccines. They didn't have the option of taking a vaccine. And 7 who didn't take it. So I think the evidence is there. We can only continue to do what we're doing and make it available and encourage people to go and be vaccinated.
But aren't we also saying that as long as people are hesitant to get vaccinated, you're going to always have the potential danger of various variants developing, and you're going to always have this menace in our global society. And the answer is, and probably not the answer, but the solution is that we have to strive to get the world vaccinated. I mean, billions of people have taken this thing, and people are not developing any sinister parts on their body or dying or whatever. I mean, the evidence is very clear. I can't seem to figure out why people cannot see that as long as you're not vaccinated, you run the risk of infecting your loved ones to a large extent, and you're endangering the world, really.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. God bless you.
Thank you very much, caller. We have 2 callers on hold still. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we will take those callers, so please stay tuned.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Increase your chances to win during the Rubis Pure Joy promotion. Don't miss Double Stamp Tuesdays and Thursdays at Jose's Rubis. Reflections offers you gas for less, and each time you fill up at Jose's Rubis, you're entered to win weekly prize giveaways, plus a grand prize of $20,000 in cash or up to $30,000 to pay next year's bills. Ensure that you are healthy and fit before you visit with family and friends. Reflections offers 2 lateral flow test kits for only $10. The best KN95 masks, $5 for 2. Stylish black surgical masks are only $5 for a pack of 10. Purchase Reflections gift certificates for your loved ones and enter to win the Rubis Pure Joy promotion at Jose's Rubis. More ways to win big this Christmas. The more you watch, listen, and stream your favorite Digicel apps, the more chances you have to win from thousands of prizes. Enter to win the grand prizes of US $10,000 cash, US $5,000 cash, or a Digicel family pack with 4 smartphones and free service for a year. Simply listen to your favorite Christmas carols in D Music, watch movies in Play Go, live sports in Sportsmax, or connect with friends in BIP and join BIP Rewards channel for daily prizes. Claim your guaranteed prize every Saturday. Shake to win in the My Digicel app today. Digicel, better together this Christmas.
The technology sector is forecast to be one of the fastest growing industries in the next decade, with more jobs available than skilled people to fill them. Enterprise Cayman is helping to fill this void and grow the next generation of Caymanian innovators, giving young people access to high-quality learning experiences with the opportunity to pursue careers in technology and innovation sectors. Learn to code, how product development works, enter professional competitions, access high-tech resources, network with special economic zone industry professionals, and much, much more. Visit enterprisecayman.ky to find out more. Brought to you by Cayman Enterprise City.
Kirk Freeport's $40,000 Christmas sweepstakes is back. Once again, simply spend $100 at your favorite Kirk Freeport store, and you could win one of 3 $5,000 cash prizes, one of 5 $1,000 cash prizes, and many other great prizes throughout December. All purchases of $100 before noon on Christmas Eve qualify for all remaining prize draws. And don't forget the annual Kirk Freeport Rolex watch prize draw for all entries, held on January 4th. Full details on KirkFreeport.com. Merry Christmas from everyone at Kirk Freeport.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and Dollar Super Buys Babes to Teen have what you're looking for this Christmas season. Babes to Teens have beautiful Christmas dresses, everyday dresses, outfits, tops, rompers, jeans, underwear, and hair accessories, sandals, toys, fidget spinners, novelties, books, and don't forget the baby selection. And to make the Christmas season even jollier, Babes to Teens is offering up to 20% off clothing items. Save on all of your Christmas gifts from Dollar Super Buys Babes to Teens. Babes to Teens is located in Unit Number 8, Plaza Venetia, North Sound Way. Open 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Telephone 946-8157. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all our valued customers.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the Record with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Hazel Brown. Not sure how much longer she'll be able to stay, so I'm going to ask each caller to please be as brief as possible. We have 2 callers on the line. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And I'm sorry to call back. I have a quick question for Dr. Brown. Would there be any consideration given to Caymanians traveling back home if they did not wish to do I think it's 1, 5, 10, 11 or whatever day testing, and they prefer to quarantine and then do the PCR test at the end of quarantine? Is that something that would be considered?
I would have to have a conversation with the medical officer of health and the CMO, because with the new regulations, the provision for monitoring quarantine has been significantly reduced. So that may not be available right now. I think it's a good idea to create the option, but of course then we have to have the resources mobilized to be able to monitor and care for the people who are actually in quarantine. So at this point, I can't give you a clear yes.
Okay, but if you could check on that and at some stage answer, publicly, either on the radio or, I meant on a talk show or, back on the radio in the press briefings or something like that. Because you have to bear in mind, you have patients who go overseas and they come back and they're not mobile. And you don't want them to be exposing another person because, as you said, they're potentially infectious.
Absolutely.
I would appreciate an answer to that as soon as you can.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller, for that. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. O.C.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to that wonderful lady here, Dr. Brown.
Good morning.
I never thought that I'd see the day when Omicron or Hominicron would be something dangerous to us, but I guess things happen that way. I heard that it has become a virus. Of course, I'm only joking with that. But it sounds like Omicron, of course. We've become a nation or a country of complainers and ungrateful people, definitely. But I agree with my friend George. we have to mandate this thing. We mandate many things of lesser importance. And we obeyed everything last year when we had to be locked down and we had to go by name and alphabetical order to places, and you had to show your ID and everything, which I've always advocated, that the national ID system, that the government would have a record of everyone, and we would know by that record who is vaccinated and who is not. We call you in and you will explain the reason why you're not vaccinated. The panel appointed by the government, doctors and so forth, and you will be vaccinated.
Too much Big Brother, too much Big Brother.
No. I'm sorry, sir. I believe in the Big Brother thing. Government, no, under certain conditions, and we have to throw the human rights for certain aspects of it out the window. Don't you believe in this Chinese thing, as that earlier caller talked? Everything the Chinese say, you have to take it not with a grain of salt, but with a pound of salt. We see the creation of North Korea, and we saw the Vietnam War. It was wholly and solely the fault and creation of the Chinese. Many people don't want to say it, but that's it. So we can't believe it. The modern Chinese, a different thing from the people before the Second World War. Completely the type of government, not the people. The ordinary people is the same. But this is the thing. I don't see why we can't mandate it. If you can take it, there's no reason physically or whatever you call it, that you have nothing wrong with you, medically or anything. No, I don't believe in that. Not for the good of the people when these are serious times. And maybe our elected representative, with the right amount of courage, will take care of everything with that one word, can go to the governor and say, this is it, 19 of us believe it's a state of emergency, declare it, and have everybody simply come in and you get vaccinated, and that's it. If not, you'll have to stay home and take a lateral flow test every other day or so forth. And that's it. And, you know, it's cheaper, if you want to look at it in the cold hard facts of economics, for those people to stay home, that portion of society, and be given the lateral flow test, and the government help them out somehow with their family. It'll be cheaper in the long run, but we cannot continue with this. As George said, it'll just rise and go on with this kind of uncertainty. No, I like to see the cold hard facts, and this is it. This is the way we're going forward. This is what will happen. This is what you will do. Okay. I know Caribbean people don't like to obey rules.
Thank you.
This one we will obey. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. One more caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, O.C.
Morning.
I'm not going to bore you this morning.
I'm never bored.
Good. That's why I like calling the show. I just wanted to say season greetings to yourself and everybody there at Radio Cayman, and especially to Susan.
Thank you.
So, have a good one, and we'll see you in the coming year.
Thank you very much for that, and you do the same as well. One of our listeners wanted to know whether or not the staff, all of the staff at the HSA are now vaccinated, and whether or not is it mandated for them to take the vaccine. I know prior we heard that those persons who were unvaccinated were required to do the lateral flow testing, the staff at the HSA.
But everyone at the HSA is required to do lateral flow testing twice a week.
Okay. But it's not mandated that they be vaccinated.
Well, it's required, but here's so the good news is that the last time I ran the data, which was maybe about a month ago, we were 85% vaccinated. Mm-hmm. Of course, everyone coming into the organization now has to be vaccinated, and persons who are not vaccinated, their contracts are not being renewed. So we have people who opt not to renew their contract over getting the vaccine. So I'm sure that coverage has changed in the interim. I was asked, and this is a reminder to me, to run the vaccine data for healthcare workers across the island.
Okay.
So HSA staff are doing lateral flow testing twice a week, everyone, and vaccination is required for renewal of contract and for new hires. So that's...
Okay. I'm going to ask you to take one more call before we go to the break. Dr. Brown, caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Otsy.
Good morning, sir. How are you? Haven't heard from you in a while. Hope all is well.
Yeah, I'm hanging in here. Well, I can make it short. I'm called to wish you and your family and Dr. Mike Field and Dr. Brown and all those that are in Radio Land a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir, and all the same to you and to your family as well. And I know I don't have to tell you to stay safe, but I will say so anyway. And all the best to you when the new year comes around as well, sir.
Thank you, brother, and have a good day.
Thank you very much. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, do we still have callers on hold, Ms. Susan? No callers? I think we can close the phone lines off for now because, Dr. Brown, how much longer you want to stay?
I'll stay till 9 to 9. Lord.
Might as well
9:40.
9:40? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. No one can stop me when I taste the feel. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Your Christmas shopping just became a whole lot easier. Find your bit of seasonal treasure. A huge garage sale. Everything must go. Thursday and Friday from 1 until 6 p.m. Saturday 6:30 a.m. until 12 p.m. And Monday 1 until 6 p.m. New items, used items, and quality furniture. 137 Couture Street off Walker's Road. Everything must go and receive a free gift with purchase. Remember, the early bird finds the best treasure. Call 925-2705. 137 Couture Street off Walker's Road.
The holidays wouldn't be the same without a little boom. From Fireworks Limited, Cayman's biggest firework discount megastore is now open behind massive equipment in Industrial Park. Fireworks Limited has a megastore full of new fireworks and offers huge volume discounts. Stock up early and save big with free gifts with every purchase and the biggest variety of products on island. Fireworks Limited is behind massive in Industrial Park with tons of parking.
Open until 6 p.m. every night and until 9 p.m. on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise its valued customers of the following holiday hours at both its Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac offices. Friday 24th December, office hours 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Cashier will close at 11 a.m. Office will reopen Wednesday 29th December. On Friday 31st December, office hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Cashiers will close at 11 a.m. and office will reopen on Tuesday 4th January 2022. The board, management and staff of the Water Authority wishes its customers and the public a safe and healthy holiday season.
CG Britcay would like to wish our clients, their families, our staff, and our communities a happy holiday. In this time of celebration, let us remember what this past year has taught us. That we can be in different rooms, different homes, or on different islands, yet never feel apart. Because we are here for each other and stronger together. We look forward to the new year, to serving your insurance needs, and to always putting people first. Happy holidays from our CG Britcay family to yours.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the Record with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're in the last leg of this portion with Dr. Hazel Brown, and I want to thank her very much because every time we go to commercial break, we stretch the period of time that she's going to stay on the show a little bit longer. So it goes to show you how flexible Dr. Brown is, at least. Over to you.
How flexible Dr. Brown is required to be. Well, I really appreciate you having us and OC so that we can actually get some of these messages out there and people can engage with the conversation. There are a couple of things that I want to talk about. One is the wearing of the mask. I am really, really pleased to see how many people are actually complying with the mask mandate. But there are a couple of points. Well, I got embarrassed. I went into Kirk supermarket day before yesterday and I pulled my mask down instinctively. I'm asthmatic, so I really struggle with masks. And I pulled it down and went to ask a question and the girl said to me, you have to put but very, very firmly, you have to put your mask back on. I'm like, oh my God, I am the last person that you should be having to say that to. But she didn't think I was being cute at all. She was very angry that I responded. I don't think she understood what I was trying to say. And I was like, oh my God. But people are compliant. Really and truly, within the supermarkets, you see them in the banks, at the hospital, we're seeing great compliance with masks, and I think that's helping us significantly. Now, it really troubles me to see people walking out on the road with the mask on. You don't need it when you're outside and there's no one around you. When you're walking on the road, take off your mask and fill your lungs with good, clean air as far as is possible. Because we don't want stasis in there either. And if you're riding the bus, put it on. If you're in the car with somebody outside of your family, wear your mask. But you don't have to wear them outside. You don't have to wear it when you're driving alone in your car. I see people going down the road. I'm like, you're going to die. But really and truly, we need to keep our saturations up as long as we don't have COVID, because if we do, it's going to go down. And so outside, no need for the mask. Inside, wear your mask when you're not with your immediate family, when you're within 6 feet of another person that is not of your household. In your office, if you're sitting alone, you and I are here, we're more than 6 feet apart, there's no need for a mask. That may change depending on how what the final research shows us about Omicron, but I doubt it. And we will continue to communicate that. The other thing is the schedule for the vaccination. We've moved to McClendon Drive, and we're craving your patience right now because the uptake is quite significant, and the team that are working to administer the vaccine is not as large as a team that we had at the airport. So we are experiencing some delays with the vaccine. We are working actively trying to find additional staff that we can put into the vaccine clinic. The schedule is from 12 to 4:30 and then 5:30 to 8 5:30 to 8, 5:30 to 7:30. So 12 to 4:30 and then 5:30 to 7:30 on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 131 Center. And then Saturday, it's from morning into the afternoon. We don't do McClendon Center. We don't do 131 Center on a Thursday. That's our community outreach. Okay. If there are groups, actually, if there are businesses who want us to come in and administer to a fairly large group, because we can't just come for 5. But if you have a large group of employees who want to get the vaccine, let us know. At the same time, we're administering the flu vaccine. And we're not seeing the same uptake for flu vaccine as we've traditionally seen. And we have to remember that flu and COVID are now coexisting. This is a season for flu. So those persons who have lung conditions, any other chronic conditions, who would generally take the flu vaccine, please come in and get your flu vaccine. You can take the two at the same time, but if not, there has to be probably 3-4 weeks between them.
And one is not a substitute for the other.
No, absolutely not. No. Maybe we'll see coronavirus getting into regular flu vaccine later on as time progresses. I don't know how that will go, because the flu vaccine is is actually a preparation that is based on a prediction of what has happened in the past several years, and this is what we expect to be in this flu season.
Okay.
So I expect that with the masks and all that mask wearing, that the flu season will not be as heavy, but still we want to offer protection to our people.
Okay. Now, I believe that you spoke to this before, but it may be worth repeating since someone has asked the question again. And they wanted to know whether or not someone who took the non-Pfizer vaccine abroad, whether or not that individual can now take the booster in the Cayman Islands.
Absolutely. And there's actually research to support the benefit of that getting, for instance, if you had AstraZeneca or Sinopharm or Moderna or one of those other ones, and then you take the booster from Pfizer or the other way around, that you get better coverage.
Okay. Dr. Brown, I'm going to hold you for 5 more minutes since we're going to take our commercial break at 1:45 rather than having you leave in the middle of it. I want to give you an opportunity for some closing comments as well, but some cautions and words of advice during the festive season when people are going to be getting together with family, with friends. How should they conduct themselves?
So we are seeing the numbers last week and this week are much lower than they were 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And while I'm very, very happy, we're happy that the numbers are down. Public health wants the whole population to remain alert. This is just a lull. We have control over what's coming, but we have to do the right thing. Continue to wear your mask. Sanitize your hands. Wash your hands. Be careful with your touching surfaces and touching your face and that sort of thing. Continue to practice safe distancing. Remember, a contact is someone who has been within 6 feet of an infected person for more than 15 minutes cumulatively over a day. So if it's your workmate and you only saw them for 5 minutes for the whole day, fine. But if you saw them 5 minutes 3 times for the day, then you're actually a contact.
Okay.
Or if any physical contact, hugging, shaking hands, that makes you a contact. And the other thing we wanted to talk about, and I forgot, is the changes with the isolation and quarantine with Omicron. So if you have tested positive and you're not suspected to be Omicron, we continue with the individual. The case can isolate, and the other unvaccinated members of the household can go about their business as usual with lateral flow testing every day for 10 days. Mm-hmm. But if it is Omicron, we revert to the original quarantine and isolation. Everyone in the household is isolated based on their vaccination status. So the persons who are vaccinated are isolated for 10 days. The persons who are unvaccinated are isolated for 15 days. And this is mandatory public health quarantine. So then we go back to the breaches. Mm-hmm. If you breach, then there are the fines and I think there's an imprisonment potential as well. And I know people are saying that we haven't enforced the breach, but I think there are several cases that are still going through the courts that for breaches. It's not that we're taking it lightly. So if you are Omicron, we go back to the original practices of isolation and quarantine and contact tracing. Everybody who has been a contact of a case that is potentially Omicron is notified and locked down for the duration until we get the genome sequencing. If in the genome sequencing we find that it's not Omicron, that it's the regular Delta, we go back to the what is enforced today. So those are changes that have come out of Omicron. I don't think I have anything else to say except that we wish you all a very, very safe and happy Christmas. And Mr. O.C., for you too.
Thank you.
Don't fall off the bike.
Try to stay upright.
Stay upright. And continue to wear your masks, continue to sanitize your hands, practice safe distancing, use your lateral flow testing for all your Christmas dinners. Let everybody do a lateral flow when they come into your house. And only those who test negative that day come to Christmas dinner, you take the dinner for the others if they test positive, and let us know that they're positive.
Mm-hmm. And they shouldn't, if someone asked you to do a lateral flow test before you come, you shouldn't feel insulted as a result of that. It's no more than a precautionary measure that the person is taking to protect.
And a very good practice.
Yes.
Very good practice, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we had a gathering at my house recently, and everybody came. They brought their lateral flow. Those who'd had their lateral flow, because we were all family, we were okay with it. But there were people who we weren't of our household, and they came and they did their lateral flow, or they said, I just did my lateral flow. So it's not something that we should be insulted. We should be working together to try to protect each other.
Okay. So again, Dr. Brown, all the best to you and to your family as well. Hopefully you can get a break and get some rest during this.
We're working all through Christmas,
season.
That long weekend. We're all going to be working through it.
Okay, excellent. So we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, as you know, I am very passionate about driving. Traffic conditions in the Cayman Islands, and I want to share with you what one of our neighbors are doing when it comes to driver education, and the fact that they are seeking to introduce driver education program in high schools in a particular jurisdiction. We have heard people here in Cayman inquire about, what Anne suggests that we should be introducing driver education here in the Cayman Islands as well. So I'll tell you what one jurisdiction is doing when we return. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamped Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamped Motors, Walkers Road.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
At Tomlinson Furniture, we have great holiday deals to fill each room with presents for just $50 or less. Improve sleep, breathe easier, and relax your mind and body with an assortment of essential oils and pair with the perfect diffuser. Tap into your zen with meditation gold foil candles. Find standalone or pluggable fragrance warmers, wax melts in a range of scents, and reusable wax warmer liners, or opt for a wax melt gift set. Instantly freshen up any space with room and linen sprays. Find these great aromatic gift ideas for just $50 or less at Tomlinson Furniture. Happy holidays and a prosperous New Year to all, from the Tomlinson Furniture family to yours.
Study local and go far this spring. Want to start your bachelor's or associate degree, or just need a few classes to complete? Registration is now open for spring classes at UCCI. Scholarships are available for the spring semester, but you need to act now to meet the deadlines. Visit www.ucci.edu.ky to enroll now. Classes begin January 10th. Enroll by December 1st for a chance to win an iPad or a laptop.
More ways to win big this Christmas. The more you watch, listen, and stream your favorite Digicel apps, the more chances you have to win from thousands of prizes. Enter to win the grand prizes of US $10,000 cash, US $5,000 cash, or a Digicel family pack with 4 smartphones and free service for a year. Simply listen to your favorite Christmas carols in D Music, watch movies in Play Go, live sports in Sportsmax, or connect with friends in BIP and join BIP Rewards channel for daily prizes. Claim your guaranteed prize every Saturday. Shake to win in the My Digicel app today. Digicel, better together this Christmas.
2021 has shown us all a lot. We saw bubbles burst.
We saw financial hardships.
We saw rising health concerns.
We also saw people unite.
We saw 3 islands unite in strength.
We saw our people overcome. Standing strong, moving forward.
Through the past 2 years, many changes have come.
The way we live, the way we interact, and the way we do business.
As we happily wave goodbye to 2021, our wish to you this Christmas season is to stay grateful, stay strong, and stay blessed.
Welcome 2022 with open arms and all the joy to come.
From our family at the Department of Commerce and Investment,
we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous and blessed New Year.
Take the stress out of the hustle, bustle, and mask wearing to find your loved ones a Christmas gift this year. There is a better way. Give them a gift certificate for an enjoyable and relaxing experience at Villa Vanel in the beautiful island of Cayman Brac. Let them enjoy Christmas and bring in the new year at Villa Vanel. For gift certificates, contact reservations at villavanel.ky or call 926-7724. Gift certificates are valued for a year from the date of purchase. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Villa Vanel.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We are on the last 10 minutes of the show for the year 2021, because I will be returning, God's willing, on the 5th of January. Today will be the last show for the year. So we know that the traffic situation in the Cayman Islands, the poor driving in the Cayman Islands, some of it attributed to various factors. Some of us point to whether or not the tests are as rigorous as they should be, either written or practical tests, whether or not there should be more components to the testing process. We know for a fact that the availability of vehicles, cheap vehicles, the lack of robust importation regulations or laws as far as vehicles are concerned, and the fact that anyone, and I say that loosely, anyone can import a vehicle into the Cayman Islands, have all contributed to the pandemic that we have when it comes to traffic in the Cayman Islands. We also know that there are persons who come from other jurisdictions and have already acquired a driver's license there, and it may be one of those jurisdictions where they're able to swap over their driver's license without necessarily having to go through all of the testing requirements, as well, and their standards may not even be up to par to what we have, and while at the same time, some of us question, what we have here as well as far as testing is concerned. So in Jamaica, the Island Traffic Authority is seeking to collaborate with the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information to introduce a driver education program in high schools. The article goes on to point out that the Minister of Transport and Mining, Robert Montague, has said this is intended to ensure that the proper driving techniques can be learned early by students. Makes sense. He was speaking on Tuesday at the launch of the $10 million Fair Police Station renovation project. He advised that the Island Traffic Authority and Transport Authority, both of which fall under his portfolio, have partnered to donate a driving simulator, something I don't believe that we have in the Cayman Islands, a driving simulator to St. Mary's High School, which is slated to be handed over next week. He also advised that the Island Transport Authority and the Transport Authority, both of no, I read that already. He made the announcement against the background of the over 444 road fatalities recorded for the year up to Tuesday, December the 14th, while outlining several initiatives and interventions designed to improve driving techniques and reduce loss of lives. The article goes on to say, these, he informed, included the Island Traffic Authority's introduction last year of a road code test for persons applying for a learner's license. So there's a road code test, something that Jamaica didn't really have before. So we were ahead of them in that regard. Goes on to say that the transport minister explained that the test is digitally, that's tongue-tying, digitally administered and entails random selection of the questions for applicants to answer. So that means that it makes it more difficult for you to cheat on that test. He went on and indicated that of the approximate 82,000 persons taking the test so far, 62,000 have passed. That means 20,000 out of 82,000 didn't pass that test that was administered. That tells you something. That speaks volumes there. Goes on to say, so we are confident that the new people who have gotten or will get their driver's license at least know the road code. He also said driving simulators are being introduced at the depots for learners to demonstrate their ability to control a vehicle before they call it a yard test, but I guess it's a road test as well. So you have to do the simulator before you even do the driving, the test itself, the practical test. He also advised that the facility is being piloted at another location. He said that the registration of driving instructors and the operators of institutions teaching people how to drive has commenced, adding that a partnership has been forged with Heart/NSTA Trust to facilitate training of these persons. Transport Minister informed that of the 444 fatalities, let me start that over again. Transport Minister informed that of the 444 fatalities recorded from 79 crashes up to December 14th, some 60% involved vulnerable road users, inclusive of motorcyclists and pillion riders. 20% were private motor vehicle drivers and 6% pedal cyclists. He said, of note, public passenger drivers accounted for less than 2% of the fatalities. Despite this, he advised that the Transport Authority has embarked with renewed vigor on a program of recertifying public passenger drivers, noting that this is done annually, something that we need to do in the Cayman Islands. We need to recertify. We need to public transport drivers, those taxi drivers out there, we need to do that with them. And I would say also maybe some sort of psychological testing may need to be done as well because of the aggressive nature of their driving here in the Cayman Islands. Anyway, he further informed that the agency will shortly launch a mobile application to facilitate the process of training those drivers as well. He says, so we are taking this seriously because we want the people of Jamaica to be assured that when we certify a person as a driver, they can actually drive and they are not a danger or menace to others. That is something that we need to articulate here in the Cayman Islands, and that's the attitude that we need to take here as far as driving is concerned. what else did he say? Said that the portfolio responsible for the authority and the entity chairman symbolically handed over the funding for it. So Jamaica's putting money behind it as well. Driver education, driver training, retesting of transport drivers as well. We need to take the traffic situation, we need to take the driving situation seriously in the Cayman Islands. In doing some research the other day, I saw 1965. We went until December 1965 before we've had our first road fatality for that year. One in 1965. I didn't collect the numbers in terms of what we have for this year in the Cayman Islands, but we see in other jurisdictions, Jamaica, 444 so far for the year, and the year is not over yet. They're taking it seriously. They're looking at driver education in high schools. They're looking at more robust testing as far as written tests are concerned. They do it. They have it in the digital format as well to avoid persons trying to game the system. They have introduced simulators. Folks, Cayman Islands, we are not a poor country. We have money for other purposes. We need to look at this. We need to look at what other jurisdictions are doing. We do not need to reinvent the wheel, but we have to do something about the number of vehicular accidents in the Cayman Islands, and it is only a miracle that we do not have more fatalities than we do have in the Cayman Islands. Folks, it is the top of the hour again. I want to thank you all for making this show the success that it has been throughout the year, and I want to encourage you to continue to do so. We will continue to do our best to impart knowledge and information to you, and we encourage you to continue to participate in that process as well. Again, I want to wish Miss Karen Nixon a happy birthday today again, and you may ask why I'm repeating that. She's a co-worker of mine. She was a deputy chief immigration officer when I was chief immigration officer. Worked with her as a deputy supervisor of elections, and she as a registering officer as well. And we grew up together. So she's a very, very good friend, of mine, and I want to wish her all the best. Also, Mr. Emerald and Angela Mohammed on Sunday, want to wish you a happy 51st anniversary as well. For the record, God willing, we'll be back on the 5th of January. So folks, again, I wish you all the best. Please stay safe, and we always want to consider those who are less fortunate than we are, and I'm asking you again to continue to extend that helping hand. And if you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day, have a great year, rest of 2021. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And